Hello Doraemons, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video I have the Python question which is most recently asked, which is asked on 3rd January. So this question, I choose this because it has a lot of things to incorporate, because the data which is given over here is quite large, and the processing that the data should be done is also very large. As you can see, I've never written like comments in the code, and this time have written comments to showcase like what these things will do and how this will happen, and there is a lot of loops to run. So this is how the question is going to be. It is a very long question, so if you have solved this in the IRA, this would be a little bit headache to you, because it has been a very long question and it will take a lot of time to solve this, and you will be given only 1 hour to solve this question. So if you have solved it, kudos, because it's very long, and comment down whether you solved it or not. If not, no problem, let's learn it quickly. There is nothing which we can't learn. Okay, let's quickly jump into the question. So this question is about the employees leave organization. They have given us the class which will have the name, designation, salary, and the loan details. So here this is similar to a loan problem, as I can say. So I'm going to give you some tips to solve the IRA Python question or any SPK question. So you'll be given 1 hour and 15 minutes to solve 2 questions in the SPQ, which is the Unix question and Python or Java. So if you are choosing Python or Java, first thing you have to remember is not to read the entire question. So as you can see in this question is quite large, and it will take a lot of time to read this question and come under to an like conclusion, like what you have to perform and those things. And so it is a lot waste of time, because it would consume at least 20 to 30 minutes to read the question and then to come under a conclusion. So after that you have to also think of the logic which you are going to put in to solve the solution. So just my advice is to look into the sample input and output. By seeing that itself, you will be able to recognize 75% of the problem, and in between, if you have any doubts, just go through the certain parts of the question which will be useful. Like they will be given some examples like which you have to give, like those things and all. If you want it, you can refer to these things, and this will save a lot of time to you. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to look into the sample input and output, and then guess what is going to be the output to the solution for this problem. So first they'll be giving the number of set of data which they'll be giving, though they have given 5, so from which we can understand they're going to give 5 set of data, and each set is going to have the name, designation, salary, and then within that we will have a list which will hold the loan type and the amount approved for loan, like which they have borrowed. Same thing for Arun, he's a programmer and salary is 30,000, and he has got only one loan for personal which is of amount 4,000. Same like Deepak is a tester whose salary is 25,000, and he has got 2 loans as of now, one for travel which is of amount 10,000, and for others personal which is 5,000. So like that we have 5 set of data, and after that, so this is the end of those 5 set of data, and after that they have given a number, and they have given a set of type of loans, like they have given travel, home, and personal loan. And then after that again they have given one more number which has programmer 3 lakh rupees, and faculty 2 lakh rupees, and analyst is 1 lakh rupees. So what they have given over here is the type of loans of loan types offered, and here they have given the amount allocated for each position, and below that they have given us a name and the type of loan and the amount which is needed for the person. So in the output you can see it's going to print loan granted. That means this person, we have to check his requirement, and then we have to just tell whether the loan will be granted or not. And after that we are going to print his loan amounts. Like for personal he got 10,000 rupees, for travel he got 10,000 rupees, and for home he has got 50,000 rupees. And after that they have given these three type: programmer, faculty and analyst, and we have to go through this list of people and find like who are all the person like who are still able to get loans, who are still eligible for loans. So as of now we know what we are going to do in input and output. So how this is gonna work is we are going to take this person name and find his name over there in this list of the employees, and then we are going to compare his loan type with the three type of loan which has been offered. So if this loan type is present over here, then only we can offer the loan, and we have to just check whether this limit is below the limit for such a position. Like for Tarun, he's a programmer, and for programmer the loan amount limit is 3 lakhs. So if the total amount he has gotten is less than 3 lakhs, then he is eligible for this 50,000 loan. So that's how it is going to be, and then we are going to print loan granted and his total amount of loan. And within these programmer, faculty and analyst, we have to again check which people, like how many people in these positions are still eligible for loan. That means the total amount of loan that they have borrowed is less than 3 lakh for a programmer, and 2 lakh for a faculty, and 1 lakh for an analyst. So let's quickly jump into the question. So as of now, like already we know, we will be usually writing this structure, class, object, and then we'll be writing def of in it, and here we'll write self and in the end. So to avoid things, I'm just giving pass, and then we'll be again defining another class called main, and also again def in it. Here we'll be passing one list which we already know, and we'll call it as elist in the end, and here we'll just put self dot elist is equal to elist. And after this we'll define two functions inside this main function, fun1 and fun2, pass and then fun2, and again within this we'll give self and pass, and we'll write the main function if name is equal to main, and then usually we'll write one list here. We'll declare a list and we'll get the n is equal to int of input of, which will be representing this number 5, and then we'll write name in the person name and the salary amount. And again we have to just get another n2 and run a loop for getting these things. So we are going to get these home, the loan that they have got in the format of dictionary. So I'm just going to copy paste the code. So don't be panicked because it is a very long question, so we have to just go through it. So here we have, like I have created a list called flist, and I have written like n is equal to input of n, which is to get the number 5, and for I in range I'm again running a loop for name, position, salary, and this n2 is for running the loop to get the loan details which the employee has got. I have created a dictionary called DD, and after that here I'm running for I1 in range of n2. I'm getting the type of loan and the loan amount, and I'm just passing that to the dictionary and passing the whole thing to the object class. So this is what I'm going to do over here. So this is done. So once we pass it to the object class, here we have to initialize the same name, position, salary and TD. So let's quickly do that also. So go up, and so I'm just going to copy paste this thing, like passing the object thing into the class. Okay, so let's just copy paste it over here. So now we have the set of name, position, salary and the dictionary data as self.d. So now I'm going to just, as we always do, print success, so that we can check whether it has got the inputs correctly, but still I didn't paste the inputs over here, so just let me quickly do that. So make sure you spend enough amount of time in looking into the input and output properly, so that you don't get stuck in between while writing the code. So now we have got success. So let's move on to the next part. So after getting the employee data, we have to get this small list, and also another one. We can get this in the form of dictionary, and then we have to get this little detail to approve the loan. So let's quickly do that. That's what I have written over here. I have created one list called list to store the loan types, and also I have created one more list, like I have created a dictionary called RD to store this values in the form of a dictionary. So that's what these two are, and here I have got the P name, loan type and the amount of this one. So let me just quickly paste this whole part over there in the code. So after this, we are going to just put it over there, and then now I'll try to run it. Yes, and it's still success. So we have successfully got our input. So this is the major part. If you got the input properly, then half of the sum is almost completed, because it can process the data easily. So after this, we have to just pass these things over here. So we already have passed an e-list, so we have to create an object for this class main and pass the P name, type, amount into it. So let's quickly do that. Here I have already written the object, main class and function 2, and let's copy paste that over here. Okay, so I've just passed this F list, L list and the RD dictionary into this class. So here also I should again declare the E list and the RD list. So let's do that. Yeah, so over here I have these two lists, LL and RD. I've given the name as LL and RD, and I'll just copy paste it over here in this place. And below this, we are going to again do self.ll is equal to LL and self.rd is equal to RD. So now we can access this E-list, LL and RD anywhere within these functions. So let's just quickly do the first part of the output. So already we know, if you have followed my videos, you can see like I'll usually split the output into two parts. One part will be coming out from the first function and the other part will be coming out from the second function. So the output which is to be derived from the fun1 function is this part, loan granted, personal, travel and home. And this part, second, programmer, faculty and analyst, this part should be derived from the function fun2. Okay, now let's look into the function and what we are going to do. So now after this, in this function 1, I'm going to pass these values, the P name, type and amount. So what we are going to do is we are going to find this P name in the E list, and we are going to just calculate the total amount. So if only the total amount is not exceeding the total limit over here, and then only the loan can be provided, and the loan type should be one of these three types. So we have to do that comparison first. So I'm going to just pass this p name type and amount over here. That's what I've done. And above here also you should mention the parameter names. So let's quickly do that. I've given pn type NAM as the parameter names over here. So I'm just going to pass it. As I already told, we have to find the sum, like the total sum, the total amount of loan they have already got. So let's quickly do that. When we have to calculate the sum is that when the name is existing in the employee list and also the loan type is present in this loan list, only then we have to calculate the sum, else it's not needed. If either one of the condition is not working, then it's not need to calculate the sum. We can directly put that loan cannot be granted, like that. So let's check that first. So that's what the code I have written here, and we just copy paste it quickly so that I can explain you over there. Okay, so now I have declared a variable called sum for I in self.alist. If I.n, like you know, I.n is nothing but the name. If name.lower is equal to pn.lower, if the name is present in the employee list, and for L in self.ll, which is the loan list, travel, home and personal, and if that loan type is present in this list type. And then for J in I.D, I.D is nothing but the loan dictionary which we passed in the A list. In the loan dictionary, I'm going to just sum it plus is equal to I.D of J, like which is the value. We're just calculating it, and after that for K in self.rd, self.rd is nothing but this programmer, faculty, analyst, and the total loan amount. So we should check this sum is not greater than the total loan amount. So for K in self.rd, if I.P.lower of I, so I.P is position is equal to it's present over here in this list. Then if sum is less than self.rd of K, rd is a dictionary as we already know. If it is less than, then print loan granted, and we have to add that loan over to his list of loans which we have already got. So this is a little code. I.D of type is equal to am, as we already stored this d in the form of dictionary. So I'm just I.D of type is equal to am, and then after granted like giving the loan, we have to print his total loan statement. So this is what it does for m in I.D, and print m is to I.dm. So now if you run it, we have got loan granted, personal is equal to 1 lakh and travel is 2000 and home is 50,000. So this is the code for first one, and let's quickly look into the second also. So this second one will be a little bit long, but it's still easy. I'll just explain you this part too. So let me just quickly copy paste it over here in this part. Okay, so just leave the declaration part and all. So what we have to do here over here is we have to calculate the sum of each employee, like the total amount each employee has got, and compare their positions, and then we have to return it like this. Programmer or 2 are eligible to get loan, and faculty none of them, like 0. If no one is there, we have to give 0. If there is 1, then we have to print 1, like that. So for I in self.alist, I'm declaring a thing called sum. I've declared it inside the loop because the sum has to change to 0 for every new employee. So for J in I.D, sum is equal to I.D of J, which is the value, and I am passing it to an dictionary called end, which I have mentioned, like declared it over here, end. So end I.n is name is equal to I.p comma sum. So why I have given like this instead of I.p is equal to sum is, So there are two different programmers. As you can see, the programmer is 2 over here. So if I take the position as the key, it would give me false value. Like for each programmer it would calculate differently. So I have given the key as name, as the name is unique, and so here I have passed the position and the sum. So now if I print and show you, like print, and you can see Sunita, she's faculty and the total loan amount, Arun and the position and the total loan amount, Deepak and the position and total loan amount. Like this I have made the list, and after that iterating toward this end, what I'm going to do is for p in self dot rd, like comparing and taking only the loan amounts less than these amounts. So for this I'm just filtering out who are the people who have the total loan amount less than the limit for the respective positions. So what I'm doing is for p in self dot rd, if p dot lower is equal to end r of 0. So if you want to access the position, you will put end of r of 0. If you want to access this loan amount, you will put end r of 1. So if end r of 1 is less than self dot rd of p, so rd of p is nothing but the loan amount, like the limit. So if it is there, then I'm just appending those only to an list called as total. So now if I print total, you can see. So now let's print and see the total. So you can see I've just taken the programmer, analyst. So I've just taken the names like programmer, analyst, and only programmer 2 people are there and analyst is 1. So now we don't have the exact count, but we have, like, we can have a count of there is 2 programmers and 1 analyst, and there is 0 as faculty. So after taking this, what I've done here is for g in self dot rd. So these are the only positions which we are going to consider, which is programmer, faculty, and analyst. So we are going to go through this, and if program is found, I'll for g in self dot rd, final of g is equal to 0. So what I'm making it here is I'm creating a dictionary with the values as 0 for these respective positions. So I'll just print and show you the final. Print final and run. Now we can see the program is 0, faculty is 0, and analysis is 0, and we also have the print total and run. So now we have these two. So while I iterate to it, if programmer is found how many times, if this is found in this, then increment this value. If the faculty is found in this list, increment the value. If analyst is found in this list, increment the value. So that's what I'm going to do here in this part below this. For t in final and for q in total, if t dot lower is equal to q dot lower, like just initially checking if this name is available in the list, and I'm going to just final q plus is equal to 1. By doing that, we will have final dictionary which has programmer 0 or 1 or 3 like that, and finally we will have, like, I'll print and show you. Print final. Now run it. So you have programmer 2, faculty 0, and analyst as 1. So that's what I printed it separately over here, and that's it for this question. So it may feel like very long for explaining you. It is very simple because I have already written the code, but writing the code live is very hard. So if you're writing it first time, you may feel it a little bit difficult, but it is very easy once you understand the concept. So always I say is just go through the input and output, understand the concept, and come up with a logic, and just go through it, code it, and while coding it you will get a lot of ideas to solve it. So just make sure you pass the input correctly and get the input without any errors, and the next rest will fall apart, and it is very easy. So I hope this video is helpful to you, and I don't know how my voice was because it's not good, it's very bad. I tried my best to give you a better experience this time, so support me. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting every alternate day if possible, because it's taking a little long for me to post because of the season. Everything is going out of way, so please stay safe and take good care of yourself. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. And if you want to like practice this thing only with a question without the solution, I also provide that option. Check down below in the description, I have given the link to the question, so you can view the question, read the question, and try to solve it by your own. And if not, then watch the video and learn from it. So yeah, cross Doraemons. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.